Listen to these words.
Love is patient, caring. Love is kind.
Love is felt most.
Love is felt most when
it's genuine.
But
I had my share of love abuse. Manipulated. And its strength misused. And I can't help but to give God glory. When I think about my story, oh yeah, y'all, I got a story to tell. And I know you favor me because my enemies, they did try, but they couldn't triumph over me. Yes, they did try, but it didn't work. I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm still blessed. On my way to my destiny because the favor of God is on my life. Let me tell you about love. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is felt most when it's genuine. I had a whole lot of people in my life who abused my love. They manipulated it and took the strength of it and tried to misuse it. But I can't help but to give God glory today. When I think about all I've been through, and I still came out on the winning side. I don't know about you, but I know that He favored me because my enemies, they did try. Sing it, y'all. But they couldn't triumph over me because great is He that is in me than he that's in the world. That's what they did. That's what they did. They told a whole lot of lies. But God favored me. My character, my integrity,
my faith in God, He favors me.
But it would not fall, would not bend, won't compromise. God favors me. I spoke life and prosperity. I even spoke health. He favored me. They whispered about me. They conspired against me. They told a whole lot of lies on me. But God favored me. My character,
my integrity, my faith in God.
My faith in God. He favored me.
Will not fall.
It will not fall.
Will not bend.
Not gonna bend.
Won't compromise. God favors me. I speak life.
I speak prosperity. And I speak health. test in your hard time, don't worry.
God favors me.
Attack your character, attack your integrity. Don't worry, no, no.
God favors me.
Touch your neighbor, encourage the person next to you. Tell them I got it, tell them I got it. I can say it, yeah. Till you will, yeah. Say it, yeah. Because I got it. Through my crisis, difficulty, yeah. Through my hard time, I found favor, favor. I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. I got it, and the Lord gave it to me. You know what, y'all? I got another witness. Come here, DJ Rogers.
Wondering why I did not die. I'll be happy to tell you why.
God favors me.
No longer do I cry when fake friends say goodbye.
God favors me.
Some days the well was dry, but I have the same reply.
God favors me.
Even wants to bring me down the side.
Hey,
But
God.
God says, again I rise.
Come on, everybody say yes. Don't you let the evilness of your haters bring you down.
Favors me.
God favors me.
God favors me. God favors me.
Oh, praise God. Thank God, everybody. One more time, everybody, lift your voice all over this world and say, God favors me.
God favors me.
No, 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 no. Tell the devil no. He can't get me, oh. No, 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 no. Are you ready? Jesus, have it. Jesus, hear me. Yeah. Come on. Jesus, keep me near the cross. There, a precious fountain. Oh, free to walk all of the healing stream. Lord flows from Calvary Mountain. One more time. Jesus, keep me near your cross. There, I pray, precious fountain. Oh, free to walk all of the healing stream. Lord flows from Calvary Mountain. Let me sing in the cross. Oh, in the cross, be my glory ever. Oh Lord, till my rapture soul shall find. Help me sing rest beyond the river. One more time, I said in the cross. Oh, in the cross, Lord, be my glory ever. Oh, fill my rapture soul shall find. Let me sing rest beyond the river. No, 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 no. Tell the devil no. He can't get me, oh. That's him up. That's him up. That's him up. My Jesus rolled the water back. Oh, and he rolled the water back. When the storms of life are raging over me, in the rock I'll hide. Oh, in the rock I'll hide. Lord, in the shadow I will abide. When the storms of life are raging over me, in the rock I'll hide. No, 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 no. Tell the devil no. He can't get me, oh. No, 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 no. Tell the devil no. He can't get me, oh. That's him up. That's him up. That's him up. What a friend we have in Jesus. Oh, our sins and grief to bear. My God, what a privilege when we can carry, oh, everything to God in prayer. Oh Lord, oh, what peace we often forfeit, and oh, what needless pain we bear. My God, all because we do not carry, oh, everything to God in prayer. No, 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 no. Tell the devil no. He can't get me, oh. No, 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 no. That's him up. 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 Draw me nearer, oh, nearer, blessed Lord, to the cross where thou hast died. Draw me nearer, nearer, Lord, oh, nearer, blessed Lord, to the precious bleed inside. Wave your hands to your Father up above. Wave your hands to your Father up above. Wave your hands to your Father and turn around. Wave your hands to your Father up above. Wave your hands to your Father up above. Wave your hands to your Father up above. Wave your hands to your Father and turn around. Wave your hands to your Father up above. No, 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 no. Go tell the devil no. No, 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 no. Go tell the devil no. No, 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 no. Tell the devil no. No, 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 no. Go tell the devil no. No, 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 no. Tell the devil no. No, 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 no. Cut him out, Lord. Oh yeah. Cut him out, Lord. Oh Lord. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. We are gonna cut him in a pieces. Oh. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. We are gonna cut him in a pieces. Oh. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. We are gonna cut him in a pieces. Oh. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him in a pieces. Oh. Come make we cut him up.
Cut him up.
We are gonna cut him up.
Chop him up.
We cut him in a pieces. Oh.
Holy Ghost scissors. Holy Ghost machete.
Cut him up.
Cut him in a pieces. Oh.
And if you want to see Satan run, yeah, drop his Psalms 91. If you want to see Satan run, drop his Psalms 91. Get yourselves in your hand. Go we cut out Satan. Drop his spiritual knife. Cut him out of your life. Go we step in your face. And him a cause disgrace. We have to win this race. We have to win this race. Cut it. Go make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. We are go cut him in a pieces, oh. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Come help me cut him in a pieces, oh. And if you want to see Satan run, Lord, Jarvis Psalms 91.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
Come make me cut him up.
I will say of the Lord,
come help me cut him.
He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence.
Cut him out of your life. Cut him out of your job. Cut him out of your home. Cut him out of your heart. Cut him.
He shall cover thee with feathers, and underneath His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Come make we cut him in a pieces.
Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that's wasted at noonday.
Cut him up, Lord. Cut him in a pieces, oh. Or if you want to see Satan run, Jarvis Psalms 91, yes. If you want to see Satan run, Jarvis Psalms 91, yeah. So when you come like a flood, God, cover me with your blood, God. Save me life from sin, God, and give me peace within, God. When we wake up in the morning, God, who protect me now me going, God. Everything when me got, God. Everything when me got, God. Na 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 na. Cut him in a pieces, oh. Na 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 na. Cut him in a pieces, oh.
1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways.
Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him in a pieces, oh. And if you want to see Satan run, yeah, Jarvis Psalms 91. If you want to see Satan run, Jarvis Psalms 91.
They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dashest thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread up on the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because He had set His love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation.
Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Lord, we cut him in a pieces. Oh, Satan is a liar. And you soul in desire. We are gonna set him on fire. Can't fire you no higher. Cut him out of your life. Cut him out of your job. Cut him out of your home. Cut him out of your heart. Cut him. Satan is a psycho fox. Come make we catch him and lock him in a box. Lock up the box and throw away the key for all that is place that he caused on me. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him come up. Make we cut him in a pieces. Oh. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him in a pieces. Oh. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Come help me cut him in a pieces. Oh. Ah, cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him in a pieces. Oh. Or if you want to see Satan run, hey, drop his Psalms 91. Yes. If you want to see Satan run, hey, drop his Psalms 91. Yeah. So when you come like a flood, God, cover me with your blood, God, save me life from sin, God, and give me peace within, God. When we wake up in the morning, God, who protect me now me going, God, everything when me got, God, everything when me got, God, na 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 na, cut him in a pieces, oh, na 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 na. Pieces, oh. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him me up. I go cut him in a pieces, oh.
Hi, good evening, caller. Welcome to the Favvor Zone. You are on the air.
I don't remember wishing you season greetings.
Huh?
I don't remember wishing you season greetings, Elder.
It's never too much. Would you like to do that now?
Of course. Of course, without delay.
What are you playing?
I'm not. I could never be more serious, Elder Fergie, tonight.
No, it sounds like somebody playing an accordion or one of them something while you blowing on your mouth. One of those.
They're not playing his music.
Oh, okay. All right.
They're not playing his music. Yeah.
What's that? Was that a keyboard?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're now making his own music now.
Mm-hmm.
What a thing. What a something.
Good evening, Evangelist Ralph. How are you?
Good evening, Elder Ferguson. I am wonderfully and fully blessed this evening. And
Amen.
I pray that you and your family had a wonderful Christmas day and a holiday season, and I pray that you were able to pamper your mom and your wife, and I know Ashley was home also during that time, and I pray that you were in your glory.
Yes, they pampered me.
Okay, that sounds good.
We do it the reverse. We do it the reverse in Virginia, you know. We flip things around.
You do the opposite.
Yes, indeed. Yes, they pampered me.
Because I, for some reason, I always have the feeling that you are the one who pampered.
Yeah, not at Christmas time, though. Around Mother's Day. Ooh, hallelujah.
So who pampered at Christmas time?
Mama, I get pampered at Christmas time.
Oh, you get pampered, man.
And New Year's, it going to turn up tomorrow.
If you turn off.
Today's what?
Today's Monday.
Okay, because boy, I mix up them 3 days there now, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
You know, I find myself ask a couple times today, what day is today?
Yep. Yeah.
So I don't know. You have to be careful you don't get confused with the days.
Yeah, these last 3 days.
I
love to hear Denor in the background, like we're in the mall. It's when I'm talking to you right now. It sounds like we're in the mall, but if him can just come down just a little bit so we can hear it a little bit softer in your background. But me like hear it sound like me walking through the mall.
Then Elder Ferguson said he sound like he's walking through the mall and he hear your music. So he said turn it down a little bit so you can hear it clearly. Uh-huh.
So what is Kyan doing?
Kyan is upstairs.
Okay.
I don't know. Daddy's in bed.
Yeah. Daddy's home?
Daddy's home.
My goodness, he's home for Christmas and New Year's. Good.
And New Year's.
Please say good evening. Give him greetings for me.
I will most likely definitely do
Amen.
that.
What does he do? Does he sing?
Daddy sings in church. Daddy's a Bible fanatic. He studied the Word. He teach Sunday school.
Yes.
And he do praise and worship.
He do praise and worship and him sing in church. Okay. Him ever sing on the radio?
No. Daddy's not a radio person.
Okay.
I will have to pull him out.
Yes. Pull him out for the New Year's.
Yes, most definitely.
Tell him I was talking about him. Tell him I was talking about him this evening.
Okay.
New year, new beginnings.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. So before you leave me, I would like to talk about your event. When is that event, by the way?
The next event coming up.
Yeah, with the children.
January 18th.
January 18th.
January 18th. That's the Youth Empowerment Summit. Yeah.
You mean there's something want me get this information on today?
Yes, what kind sent to you?
You know, it's a good thing me ask you, because me think this is something you may have a whole heap of time to work on this.
No, she tried to draft something, but then yet she wanted all those pictures on it with all those participants and all them young people.
Okay.
That is going to be part of empowering other youths.
Okay, so in the meantime...
The Alex and Lexus show, and also Jaleel. What's Auntie Donna's son name then now?
Jazeel and Jaleel.
Jaleel and Jazeel.
Yeah.
So you know those two young men full of talent.
Yeah, man. One of them have the guitar and the other one around the keyboard.
What keyboard? You should hear the boy. He's a pianist.
All of them, me call all them keyboard. All them have key.
Oh my goodness! You should hear that little boy play.
Yes.
Wow! The first time I heard him, and oh my goodness! And I need to hear the brother on his guitar. They're very talented children. You see them there.
Yeah, man.
Lot of talent, man, for put out there. So those guys are going to be right up there in the Youth Empowerment 2020. And we have this young man who is coming, Jeremiah Harris. He's a poet.
Yes.
And yeah, he also published a book of poems. And he's in New Jersey University, Jersey City University. He was in Georgia, and then he migrated to Jersey City to go to college. He's also going to be in the Youth Empowerment.
Let me ask you something. Do you hear 105.3 right now?
No.
It is not on?
I could try to log on for you.
Yeah, please do.
Facebook.
Please do. Let me see. Is Claude at home? I just got a text that I'm not on. I would like to know. Somebody do me a favor and call me from 105.3, please. 718-559-5168. 718-559-5168. Thank you. Yes. I'm sorry to cut.
I just log on right now. I'm going to tell you if I hear it or not. Yeah. So, all those are the young people that are coming on. The young crop of entrepreneurs and young professionals, and they're coming out to empower our youth on January 18th. And, okay, 105.3 FM.
Yeah, you should be talking on there.
No, I'm hearing music.
Hearing music, okay. Good enough. So, do me a
I'm
favor.
hearing music.
Yeah, stay with me. Stay with me for a minute, and stay with me for a minute, and I'm gonna make a telephone call. Don't leave me, okay?
No.
Cut him out, Lord. Oh Lord. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. We are gonna cut him in a pieces. Oh. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. We are gonna cut him in a pieces. Oh. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. We are gonna cut him in a pieces. Oh. Come make we cut him up. Lord, cut him up. Come make we cut him in a pieces. Oh. Come make we cut him up. We are gonna cut him up. Lord, we cut him in a pieces. Oh. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him in a pieces. Oh. And if you want to see Satan run, yeah, drop his Psalms 91. If you want to see Satan run, drop his Psalms 91. Get yourselves in your hand. Go we cut out Satan. Drop your spiritual knife. Cut him out of your life. Go we step in his face. And him a cause disgrace. We have to win this race. We have to win this race. Cut it. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. We are gonna cut him in a pieces. Oh. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Come make me cut him in a pieces. Oh. And if you want to see Satan run, Lord, drop his Psalms 91. Yeah. If you want to see Satan run, Lord, drop his Psalms 91. Come make me cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Come help me cut him in a pieces. Oh. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Lord, we cut him in a pieces. Oh. Satan is a liar. And your soul in desire. We are gonna set him on fire. Can't fire you no higher. Cut him out of your life. Cut him out of your job. Cut him out of your home. Cut him out of your heart. Cut him. Satan is a psycho fox. Come make we catch him and lock him in a box. Lock up the box and throw away the key. For all the disgrace that he caused on me. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Come make we cut him in a pieces. Oh. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him in a pieces. Oh. Come make we cut him up. Cut him up. Cut him up. Come help me cut him in a pieces. Oh. Ah, cut him up. Cut him up.
Yeah, no, I hear it.
Cut him in a pieces. Oh.
Yeah, and I'm not hearing you on 105.3 FM. Yeah. I'm not hearing on 105.3 FM. I'm hearing myself, but I'm not hearing you. Yeah. Okay, so you can, alright, let me go back on Facebook then. Go back on Facebook. Yeah, on the 18th of January 2020, it's like I told you before, this is a youth empowerment summit that been going on for a couple of years now, more than 10 years now. And it's an annual event. It's very powerful, and it's designed to empower youth to strive for high achievements, whether they're in middle school, high school, college, whatever. So we gather the youths together, and we have young entrepreneurs sometimes come and present before them, and we have young doctors, young youths in high profession that will come and speak to other youths, you know, about climbing the ladder, like Dana would say. You know, Dana also played a big role in the youth empowerment, just motivating and developing other children as well. And some people might ask, well, what are the age groups? Listen, as young as they are, they need to know that there's a purpose in them, that they were born, they were designed to succeed, and that they can do whatever they put their mind to, just like the Bible said, that they can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth them. So this is the time of the year, it's right around the Martin Luther King weekend, where we also empower the youth with the Martin Luther King speech that, yes, that they're destined for greatness if they're persistent and they're consistent and they work hard and they put their mind to the wheel, that they can be successful. So it's going to be on the 18th of January at 5 p.m. in the afternoon. We usually have a dress down session for the children where we get T-shirts for them, so they come and they will just pull on their T-shirts so that everybody is dressed down. It's not that some would have a suit and some don't have a suit, so we're trying our best to see if we could get, you know, all of them to be uniform that evening. The children would get to mingle with each other. You know, they will get to talk to one another and ask questions. It would be a lot of networking going on, because we usually have other people that come in, professional with resources that can be a guide or direct parents what to do, how to get their child up and about and get them started. And you know, it's also an information a session where we can just inform parents also and help to guide them in leading their children to climb that ladder to success. No, it's mission 316 in conjunction with Restoration Deliverance Ministries, and this year we're going to be at Restoration Deliverance Ministries on 223rd Street, right there at the corner 689 to 23rd Street. Folks, and Lady Kareen folks. Yes, there are other churches who will be bringing their youths. I contact some youth presidents of other congregations who are going to be bringing their youths. Other word spread, and parents just bring their children. It's going to be a holiday weekend. The Monday, the 20th, is going to be a holiday, Martin Luther King Day. So parents just bring out their children because, they have that extra day. They don't have to prepare them to get to school on the Monday. It's a long weekend, and parents just bring out their children. It's going to be a Saturday afternoon at 5 o'clock. Yes, on the 18th. About 3 hours. We have a keynote speaker also that's going to come. Dr. Pickett is usually our keynote speaker, and sometimes we have more than one keynote speaker. Hopefully, this year we're going to have Evangelist Mark Johnson, and he's from Calvary Pentecostal Church in Mount Vernon. Also, we're trying to see if we could get Sherman Brown. He is one of the CEO for the Aim High Young Men Empowerment organization. We're trying to see if we could get him. He was there last year with us. We're trying to see if we could get him to come again this year, to speak with our youth. Ah. Mhm. Mhm. One year we had, and Elder Fergie, you were supposed to connect me with Andrew. I still want Andrew to come and speak to our children in an assembly at the school. But and I know, I understand that, and I respect that. Thanks for reminding me. Also, Ashley would have been such an asset, to motivate children and move children to the next level with their motivation. Because I remember Ashley just started college, right? And when Ashley went in law school, and at the beginning of her start, Ashley went in there with such a passion that she became the president, and correct me, the president of the student body. Yeah. Okay.
Elder Ferguson, how are you? I just called, and good evening to Evangelist Rav. I just called to let you know we are not hearing you, but we are hearing Evangelist Ralph on 97.3.
Wow. Do you know that my mic was mute all this time? Thank you so much, Miss Kellyman. My goodness, there it is now.
Okay. Okay.
Just when me think I me know everything. Just when me think I me had a handle on everything, here I go talking.
I should have called you earlier.
Yeah, see how your fault.
Okay.
We always have somebody.
So
thank you.
Have a good evening. Okay.
Thank you so much. Wow, isn't that awesome?
Thank you so much. And also, Elder,
Yes,
Marcia White typed in to say that she wasn't hearing any sound. She could hear the lady, which I guess it was me.
Wow.
Yeah.
How awesome. You know what happened? I was making a telephone call to the engineer and then I mute my mic so it would not go out, and then when I came back I did not bring it back. How awesome. I'm so, man, thank for your boldfulness, Miss Kellyman. And then we weren't reading Facebook.
I know we weren't reading Facebook, and I hope that the folks them did not miss the information.
Okay. No, they didn't. I think they may miss my questioning, but you were given the information. You were so much more informative than I was. I was kind of teasing the conversation with my questions.
And you were asking me about who also participated. I wanted also to share with you, over the years we have many participants that in the early years when we started out, more than a couple of years ago, we had Minister Morgan and Deacon Morgan's son, youngest child, Quincy. We had Quincy would also, when he was in college, in grad school, he would come, and also, and I think it was twice, he was a participant too, to come and speak to the children. And then when he was studying to be a school psychologist, and he was able to come and share with the children and what he was doing at a young age. And then his friend, who was a doctor, she was studying to be a medical doctor. When at the graduation, we drove up to Brown's University to Rhode Island for the graduation, and we brought her back to the youth empowerment to show the children, see, she was able to pursue her dream. She went to school. She said she wants to be a doctor. She went and she really became a medical doctor. So we brought her back after the graduation and, acknowledged her and gave her a nice little plaque, so to other kids can see, hey, you too, at a young age. I don't even think she was 25 yet.
Right.
And she became a medical doctor, and over the years we have different professionals, young professionals who come in. We have a young lady, Amanda. The Morgans recommend her. Amanda came in. Amanda has no hands and no feet, right? And this young lady does so many things, so many. She's a professional and do so many things. And we brought her in to show the children. We're not only saying these things to you, but we are giving you evidence to let you see that what you really put your mind to become, that you can become.
Okay, so let me ask this now. I've heard the pilot, the medical profession, the teachers, and so forth. Now, I went to a seminar in the or summit in the jail. With some young men and women that were in a holding pattern, getting ready to get out. And I told them that I would come, but they did not know what I was bringing. So I pack up my press and my t-shirt and some printed stuff, and I went inside there. And when they call on me and I come up, I show them how to make t-shirt. So So, hey, yo, let me tell you something. There are some of these youngsters who they have this entrepreneur mentality. Like my son. My son, he has his regular job with the GOV. And recently, do you know what business this guy has? And it's like every Saturday on my job, he delivers on my job. Never is making smoothies. The other day he delivered 60 smoothies to this church. People call him to because he on his weekends when he does not go to his regular job, that's what he does. So he's building this, and it's all over Facebook. It's called Good In, Good Out.
Wow.
GOGI, Good In, Good Out. So he has an entrepreneur mentality. So some of these children also, they have entrepreneur mentality, and some of them are artists. They may draw and so forth. So I kind of throw it in there because I am hearing do you kind of balance it out like Elder Fergie would have come now like a youngster, like just let's pretend so me are 18, alright? Alright, I would put on a mask like me are 18 and I would come inside there and show them how to make t-shirt. Yeah, you like that or?
But guess what?
Yeah?
Guess what? Maybe you need to come up here and be part of the panel and all of these things, instilling these things in these children. Because one thing that I make sure, so many, over the years, like I said, it's over 10 years now, consistently we've been doing this. And some of the speakers and some of the participants that pass through, not all of them are professionals, like college degree and all of that stuff. Because it's one thing that I make sure that I stress to the children, that is not all of them going to come and go to college. You understand me? Because a college degree doesn't necessarily give you a high-paid job. You understand me? You can also have a trade. You understand me?
What I've learned about college, and I learned that from my son Neville. When I learned that from Neville a couple of years back when he went to Penn State, and after he graduated from Penn State with this degree, do you know that Neville has never worked in the field that he went to school and studied for? Do you know that I watch him, and when he went over into the government, I noticed what happened. What happened is that they're saying, every job is saying that if you are able to stay in college for 4 years and tolerate college for 4 years and learn, we can train you. You are trainable. So that's what I'm thinking that college does for most people, because a lot of people that go to college is not in their field. When Ashley started out at CNU, for the 4 years that Ashley went there, Ashley was going to be a cyber forensic scientist. And the last year, Ashley called me and said, Dad, guess what? And I said, what, Ashley? I'm going to be a lawyer. And I said, where did that come from, Ashley? Oh, well, Dad, my, what you call that thing? What's that thing where you do before you come out of college? My internship.
Right.
My internship took me into the jails and into the courthouse, Dad. And from that experience, it led me to want to be in the law practice. So I said, okay. And I think that whatever they think they're going to like doing, and if they end up like doing it, they will do well at it. So speaking of that, a lot of people that go to college is not necessarily so that they're going to practice what they went to college for. What college does, especially you go 4 years and you sit there and you learn for 4 years. Any other job, specialty, they will say, you know what? If Sunshine sit through college for 4 years, although she wanted to do business administration, we can teach her how to be an engineer, work on airplane engines, because she has that type of, and they would check out your background too. She has that type of wittiness. She has that type of focus that we can teach her. She can learn.
You are 100% right tonight, and we are not discouraging anyone from going to college. As a matter of fact, we promote it.
Of course.
We endorse it.
Yes.
That children should go to college.
That's
Everyone
right.
should go to college.
That's right.
But college itself, like you said, does not prepare you for your profession. What it does, it prepares you to be a productive citizen in society. That's what it does. It prepares you. Because sometimes you leave college, you graduate from college, and you go into a job, you still have to be trained for the job. But college prepares you to go out there to be a product in wherever you go, whatever you do. You understand me?
Yes.
It's good product. You understand me? It puts you under pressure.
That piece of paper.
You to go into the world and go into pressure and function and survive. That's what it does.
That piece of paper say that this is a focused person. This person can learn. It just give them. It just show them that this is a product here that we can. This is something we can work with. We can work with this.
We can work with this.
Yeah. So
this is a person that can work at this level.
Right.
This is a person that can work at that level.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what it does, and it's a good thing. College is a good place to be. You know. It's a good thing because even when Ashley done and Ashley come out and Ashley pass a bar and Ashley become a top lawyer, right? And she has a law firm. Every now and then Ashley gonna have to go back on her shelf for one of them book and refresh herself and sharpen up her skills.
What do you mean every now and then? Then you know, since Judge Judy all the time, Judge Judy I run go back in our office go look up stuff.
You know,
Judge Judy.
You know, it's a profession that you will never done practice. It's a practice, you know. It's a practice. A practice you practice every day.
Does
it's
what?
A practice. It's a habit. You doesn't attain being that person. You practice it just like a doctor. You practice medicine every single day. Your profession is just about practicing. You know?
Yeah. That's like me. Every time I do a T-shirt, I have to do a different design. I keep myself up in this just something. Yeah.
So you can come up and teach the kids how to paint a couple T-shirts and how, and they can go and let them know they can put their hands to these things and they can go and make money.
Yes, of
put
course.
money aside for them college fund.
Of course.
But look at Dinar with his origamis.
Yes. Those are nice.
And that is something that I put in his head every day, you know.
Did you tell him that mom is ordering? Remember, he gave mom a gift, and when mom saw it, she would like to get one for a friend. So did you tell him that mom want to order one?
Of course, I told him. And mom's going to have to tell him what color she wants and all of that.
The teal and the white. She loved She loved that one, the teal and the white.
Oh, she loved that one.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then again, let me hit something again. There's a word that you use, professional. Let me do. I do not want to throw water on it. I do not want to damper it. But let me say something about the word professional. I love to take pictures. I just consider myself a photographer because my pictures come out nice. I have an excellent camera. And I take very, very good pictures. I'm not talking about a phone camera. I'm talking about a Canon Rebel. I invested in it. I invested in one of them long lens. And I take good pictures. And somebody, I'm not going to say no name, but it's down here in Virginia. I protect the innocent by not calling any name. But somebody, I take some pictures. Very nice pictures. And I feel good about them too. Sharp, nice. And the person said to me, my wife and I, we are going to go to a studio to take some professional picture. Me said to myself, as a matter of fact, I asked him, I said, the pictures that I took of you, and these nice pictures that we've been using and so forth and so on. I says, what is going to make those pictures professional over the pictures I take for you? I did. I did. I asked. And you know what it is, I think? Because now you're going to dress up and you're going to be put in an environment. You're going to be placed in an environment. They're going to move your shoulder to the left, pull up your jacket over your neck, which I do that too. Now take pictures. But I always wanted to find out the thin line between something that's professional and something that is not. When we come back from break, just a minute. Let's go out to commercial, and when we come back, we're gonna switch a little bit and talk about the word professional. Okay, you can Google it. No, Google it too. Ooh, you know this one we can play now. Wait a minute. Yeah, go ahead, Google it. Because I wanna know what makes this thing professional, because you know some people take some good pictures, right? All right, I'm gonna stop right here. I don't wanna miss them. Okay, I'm gonna wait until they come back.
He deserves the praise today. Come on, everybody, all over the room, open your mouth and worship him. Lift your hands and bless him in this place. Real simple song. Goes like this. My hallelujah belongs to you, oh Lord. My hallelujah belongs to you. My hallelujah belongs to you, oh Lord, yes. My hallelujah belongs to you. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. My hallelujah. Sing it, y'all. Come on, y'all got it. Come on, say, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs. From the bottom of your heart, lift your voice. My hallelujah belongs to you. Lord, my hallelujah. Yeah.
Okay, so 105.3 is back. Good evening again. I'm Dr. Neville, Dr. Lilith. They joined us on Facebook earlier. Good evening, Dr. Neville, Dr. Lilith.
And good evening to Dr. Neville and Dr. Lilith. I spoke to Dr. Lilith earlier this evening, and
yes.
What a beautiful church service yesterday. We were just talking about that, and I'm watching it all over again. So a wonderful, pleasant good evening to the family in Canada.
Yes, I wanted to find out how to watch it over again because I wanted to play a piece of it, but you can teach me later. You guys can teach me later how to go back and see it again.
I had a hard time doing that, so I told her, and Quincy sent me the link that they were watching it again from in Canada, so I can forward it to you.
Thank you so much. And I would like to also say good evening again on 97.3 FM with Dr. Michael Paul Bennett and Chaplain Lady Renee Bennett and everyone out there at Unity with Love Apostolic Tabernacle. Good evening to everyone.
And good evening once again to our Dr. Bennett and Lady Bennett. Congratulations. And may God continue to bless all of you, Unity with Love, and the whole radio family. Season greetings as well to everyone.
Yes. There are some people here. Are you looking at Facebook?
No, actually, I went and I Googled professional.
Wait a minute. Let's not go there yet because I ignore these people for the past hour. So, okay, are you able to see Facebook though?
Yes.
The people on there.
Yes.
Okay, so let's greet them together. Would you? Okay, so I'm gonna call down to your picture. I'm gonna call down to your picture. Can you see your picture?
I can see my picture.
Where you said, Elder, a blessed night to you and family.
Yes, I can
Okay,
see
so I'm
that.
gonna greet from top, and then when I come down to you, I'm gonna greet you, and then after I greet you, you can pick up from Sandra Shorter. Okay?
Sure.
Good evening, Sister Margaret Spence. Good evening, Sister Pernell Reed. Sister Myrtle Griffiths. Good evening. Good evening, Sister Sunshine Evangelist Ralph. Good evening.
And a wonderful and pleasant good evening to Maxine Clark. Blessings. And also our Deacon Morgan and Dr. Morgan. And Dr. Morgan also is watching. Greetings to both of you. Sister Sharon Knight, greetings. Wonderful, pleasant good evening. And also Sister Marcia White. A wonderful, pleasant good evening to you. Sister Douglas, good evening. Bless, wonderful evening to every one of you.
Sister Donna Douglas, you just said.
Douglas.
Steve Stoddard, maybe some of these friends of mine are not your friends, so you're probably not seeing them. Dorothy Moody. Delta Tomlins, Tina Wright, Jennifer Robertson, and this thing here is trying to slide out my hand. Isabel Bennett, good evening, and Sister Joan McCoy. Sister Joan McCoy, I hear you sing one day, and I always want to get back in touch with you on Brother Davon program, I think it was. Rev Elvita Malcolm, good evening. Colleen Beckford, good evening. X-Doll Powell, good evening, sir. Good to see you. Maxine Clark, Sandra Shorter, good evening, everyone. And now that we did that, I would like for us to greet some people on the radio. Let me see how many people you can say off the top of your head. And I can go from my list, and then you can hear some of the people. Let me greet 10 people. And then you can greet 5 or 10 people. Let me greet 10 people. Sister Lorna Banana, Mother Hazel, Mama Liz, Sister Velma, Missionary Ashley, Mama Eli, Mama Rob, Mama Mona, Sister Carmen Kellyman, the whole generation, and your family. Good evening. My niece, Miss Park Chester. I'll stop there. Now you pick up.
Well, first and foremost, we must greet the CEO of our 105.3 FM, Dr. Neville Morgan and Dr. Lilith Morgan. Also, we must greet the CEO of 97.3 FM, Dr. Michael Bennett and Lady Bennett. Wonderful, pleasant good evening to you. We must also greet this afternoon Auntie Donna. Wonderful, pleasant good evening to you this afternoon. Mama Liz, how can we forget Mama Liz? Mama Liz, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
That's a duplication.
Whatever time of the day. Another one I'm very tempted to duplicate, but I'm not going to do it because you're ready. But all the wonderful Sister Kellyman who just called in.
Duplication. Look, let's move this thing, man. Let's move this thing. Call the people that I don't call, and then you turn it back over to me, and then I call some that you didn't call, so we can get over this greeting thing. Come on. No duplication.
But
hey, you see how this is happening? You see how this is working with both of us?
You see how shallow my brain is.
Hey, you see how this is working out between the two of us as if we had this all planned out?
I'm telling you.
I mean, look how God just fit this thing in. Okay, so go ahead now, greet another 5 or so, and then you turn it over to me when you run out of names.
Okay, Lady Flame, wonderful good evening to you this afternoon, and also our Sister Erica, Brother Sister Erica's husband.
Brother Paul.
Brother Paul.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Minister Brown, wherever she's at on her vacation, enjoying the coconut water, like she said, a wonderful, pleasant good night to you down there. And Sister Sister Mac. Oh my goodness. Sister Baller, good afternoon or good evening, good night to you. Also, Sister Sonia Baller and Baller Ozzy, good evening. Wonderful, pleasant, blessed night to every one of you. I got 5 yet?
Sure. When you do all of that, I think you think up name. When you talk all them other side something there, you think up somebody else's name. That's why I travel with my listen up. You watch. Listen to this now. Listen to this now.
Lady Supreme, good evening to you. Apostle Folks, Lady Folks. Oh my goodness, Sister Deborah D, wonderful, pleasant, good afternoon, good evening. Bishop Wright, Pastor Wright, the whole crew, wonderful, pleasant, good night. How much am I going, Elder?
Good evening, Sister Big Tune, Sister Lady, Big Little Sister Big Tune, Evangelist Ralph, good evening, Sister Sunshine, Donna Radio, good evening, Sister Cynthia Williams, Elder Cynthia Williams, Sister Ross, Sister Forbes, Sister Isame, Sister Wilby, Missionary Martin, Sister Patty, Mother Gloria, Sister Stephanie, Duplication, Sister Mark.
And a wonderful good evening to Sister Jenny Big Tune.
Duplication.
No, you never said that.
Yeah, my big little sister. All right, we're going into the new year. Let's not fight going into the new year, no.
Listen, peace. May the peace of God be with us.
Amen. Amen. All right, so I think they are happy. Now, the word professional. When a person says that I want to go to a professional hairdresser, I want to go to a professional barber, I would like a professional to make my dress. I'm gonna come to leaders in a minute. I'm gonna leave them out of here in a minute, or maybe we could just roll everybody in a hit. He is such a professional pastor. He's such a professional leader. What is it? What are the ingredients of this here word, a professional? What makes this professional versus regular?
Well, I went and Googled what it means to be a professional.
What does it say? You want to read it for us, or you remember?
Yeah, I don't even know where this resource come from, but it's right there on in Google Translation. It says that you often hear how important it is to behave professionally. To most people, acting like a professional means working and behaving in such a way that others think of them as competent, reliable, and respectful.
Right there. Say those 3 words again. What? Competent, reliable, and respectful? Competent, reliable, and respectful. Wow. Okay. That's what a professional is?
Now, if you have all them kind of attributes there, right, that makes you a professional.
So wait a minute. No, competent, reliable, and what's the last one?
Respectful.
Oh, you're a professional.
I am a professional.
Me too. Me too. Me too. I am a professional. Somebody who thinks he is a professional, call me on 718-559-5168. Or let me see if you and I are the only 2 professionals going into 2020. And if you're not a professional, let me write down them 3 words there. If you are not a professional, starting right now until tomorrow night, when the clock strikes 12, we all going over in 2020 as professionals. And then
he said if you're acting like you're working and behaving in such a way that others think of you as competent, reliable, and respectful, you are a professional.
RELIABLE. And the last one was
respectful.
Respectful. My God, that one there. You know what? Them could have just used that alone. PECTFUL. Okay, so not only do you have to be respectful, you have to be
competent.
Right. You have to know what you're doing.
You have to know what you're about.
Right. You have to know what you're doing. You have to focus on what you're doing, and people see that you know what you're doing. You're consistent in what you do. You're competent. You're gonna get the job done.
And you do what you do well.
Right. And reliable. That means you're gonna show up. You're gonna show up. Not only are you gonna show up, you're gonna show up on time. Punctuality is reliable.
I think I have all them characteristics there and more. I really thought being a professional you have more than just these three. Because I think I have a lot more.
Okay, one. Give me one. Just give me just one. Give me just one more. Just one more. You have a lot more, and you think so long to give me the other one. One more. Just one more.
No, I'm not thinking about it. No, but I demonstrate a lot of godly qualities.
Like what?
That make me a professional.
Like what? Kind? Kind?
Me tell the truth.
Right.
Kind.
Right.
Me kind. Me
Right.
honest.
Right.
You know, all of that.
Yes.
I think those things that's how I look at it.
Yes.
I'm full of the fruit of the Spirit, and I have patience, and I have tolerance, and I think all of that makes me a professional. That's what I used to think.
Yes.
And that's what I still think.
Yes, and I agree with you because I am caring. That's a part of my professionalism.
Yeah, I'm compassionate.
And one thing that Miss Kellyman tell me, and she said more than one time to me, she says that you are for everybody. She said to me, and I didn't even realize that I was doing it. I didn't realize that I was doing it, and that's why I tell people people are watching, people are looking at you through their ears. You never know, say ears could I see.
Oh, of course.
People are looking at you through their ears, and she said to me on more than one occasion, "You are for everybody." You, that's it. That one sentence. You are for everybody.
Your ears listen, elder, and your ears see, and your eyes listen. You didn't know that, no?
Hallelujah, glory be to God. That's copyright. I must me first to tell you that. I copyright that. Don't say it again. Don't let me hear you say it again without permission from me. I'll give me credit.
Lord of mercy.
I think if somebody
put out a disclaimer, we put out my disclaimer tonight.
Amen. Okay. Amen. So a professional. Okay. So you and I, we're the only two professionals listening to this radio. Didn't what Facebook is saying? Is any do you see any professionals over on Facebook?
Well, let me see. Let me keep switching back and forth.
Okay, Sister Adeline Benloss, good evening and welcome. Isabel Bennett, Brother George Lee, where are you? Are you in Jamaica? I saw some pictures of you the other day. Are you in Jamaica, George Lee? Tina Wright, Jennifer that, Isabel Bennett. This is a whole total different program I'm having here tonight. Brother Greenville Benloss, good evening. Gail Griffiths, good evening. Somebody from Radioland, 718-559-5168. Sister Ralph, she's sitting on 5169. It would be nice if you could stay with me until the top of the next hour. And the way we got over here at the subject professional is because Evangelist Ralph is talking about her youth summit that she have. That youngsters are going to come around, and there are some professionals that are going to be coming around. You use that word professional. Professional. And you know what happened though? I myself may have been looking at that word a little bit different or too deep into it, because when my friend said to me they're going to be going to a professional to take some either they said we're gonna go take some professional pictures. I mean, I look on the picture them when me taking on. I said them nice, the picture them nice and clean, and you see every bloodshed in the eye, and you can see everything. You can see every pimple upon the face. And I said to myself, okay, what does that mean when this person is gonna say they are going to a professional, or they are going to take some professional pictures? So now let me go back to those three words and see if I never measure up. Competent, reliable, and respectful. Well, let me tell you something. Me have all three of those, and me did a deal with them reliable, competent, and very respectful. So, I think sometimes we just use the word. I think sometimes we just use the word because sometimes we say that some people are professional, but them not respectful.
Oh Lord.
Oh Jesus, we going somewhere now. We're heading somewhere right now.
My God.
We are heading somewhere right now.
Oh Lord of mercy.
So the definition is telling us, in order for you to consider yourself a professional, you ought to be respectful to. You ought to speak to. I think it was Donna who came on, and she was talking one Sunday morning about going into an office place and how the people treat her and so forth. So that person is not a professional.
No.
You're not respectful.
You're not respectful.
So how could somebody walk inside and say that's a professional person at what they do? Oh, so you're only professional sometimes.
Yeah, so you see, you cannot let nobody fool you. You can't just look at a person because they wear a collar, or they wear a stripe, or they wear something and say that's a professional. Watch them characteristics. Watch their behavior. That is what speaks. If you're not respectful. You know, today I actually went to a particular place. It was me, my husband, Kyan and Denar. We went to look about business. And as we walk into the place, the way the person were talking to all the people in the line, about 10 people on the line, I just turned around and looked and said, Lord, what is this? But I didn't know that I would experience that when I went up, when it was my turn to go up. And I had to stop the person around the counter. You know, I had to really stop her and give her a lecture there. And she picked up the phone to call who I don't know she was picking up, but I was very clear, and I said to her, I don't appreciate you speaking to me like that. And I don't appreciate you reprimanding me in front of my children. I gave my child an order to step back online. You told the child to come forward online. I said, you don't do that. Don't take liberty and reprimanding me in front of my kids. I said, you're totally unprofessional.
My goodness, and look what we are talking about tonight.
And then, not only that, when we walk away from there, I have to give my kids a lecture. I say, anytime you go anywhere in the public and anyone treating you like that, you tell them, use your words, don't disrespect them, but you let them know to stop. You don't appreciate them speaking to you like that, and you can tell them how unprofessional they are. Today, just today that happened.
You ever hear anybody because when we go inside of church, and that's where we are, that's where we spend most of our time, on radio, in church, on the job. Anybody inside of the building itself being unprofessional?
In church?
Yes.
And you're asking me my opinion, or
have you seen it? Have you seen it?
Of course. Of course.
What, by the way they present themselves, they speak very unprofessional?
They're very disrespectful.
Okay. All right.
That's the number one trait that you see. I know that I see.
Cool. I just wanted to just toss that little piece out there because, you know, so I may not go too far when it comes to one of the things why I do not discuss
being unprofessional. I've seen pastors who've been disrespectful. We can consider that as being unprofessional.
Right. And you know, me kind of touch.
I've seen church leaders being very unreliable. That's unprofessional.
Right. Unreliable, not consistent in what we do. Okay, good. So, unreliable. What are the three words there again? Competent, reliable, and respectful. Okay, so I think if anybody is taking notes, we can just, there's so many other words to describe professional, but let's just use these 3 words. Take notes, use those 3 words, and whenever we are not operating within the realm of those 3 words, please, ladies and gentlemen, consider yourself not being professional whenever you're not competent, you're not reliable, and you are not respectful. You are right now not being a professional. So if you want to be
and like I said to you before, I add more vocabularies
yes
to the description
yes
that I had in my head that I thought that I would have to live up to being a professional.
Let me say this. Now that we're talking about the youth summit, anybody come to the youth summit and teach and talk about manners or anything like that? Do you know that we do not say a lot of please and thank you anymore?
I know. We're not being very courteous. That is something that I know, that we have experienced. And even today I was telling the children, I was saying, I have very little tolerance for disrespect. And people who are just out of order with their approach to you think that they can just bully rag you. According to the Antiguans, they say you bully rag somebody when they see they can talk to them how you feel like and act to them how you feel like and tell them anything and respond to them anyhow and push past them instead of saying, excuse me. I have little tolerance for those things.
Right. Please, thank you, excuse me. Those 3. Please, thank you, and excuse me. Those we don't do that much anymore. How about opening the door for someone? Do you do that a lot? Do you open the door for someone to come through?
Of course.
What happened?
How about stopping in the traffic to let somebody cross the street?
Well,
oh, you can't talk about that
I think you should. No, I think you should. I think you should because, and people are dumping on them phone and so forth. You better stop because you're going to lick them and a whole heap of trouble. So I think you should. Please, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not even courteous or use courtesy, please, or if you don't have no manners, please, when you see somebody crossing, go ahead, you stop because if you lick them, a whole heap of trouble. Okay? Don't hit them. So
you better stop. But sometimes some of them walk in the street for you to hit them too.
Right. I maybe not intentional, but they are gazing. They are gazing and they're not paying attention on their phone and so forth. You know what I mean? And
Elder Fergie, as a driver, you see you driving in them nice, quiet suburban state, but I drive in the city, and sometimes I don't know. I'm saying to myself, this person wants to be hit.
Just a minute. We have a guest coming in. Good evening, caller. Good evening, guest. Sister Ralph is on the other line with me, and we are talking about people's behavior.
Good night, Elder Fergie.
Hi, Sister Del. Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Good evening. I'm blessed. I wanted to call a long time, but I hear your conversation. Because when Sister Kellyman called, I was just going to call you too about the radio, but I heard you call before me. So that is that right now.
And so you would like to join into the conversation now?
I was just going to call to send out some Happy New Year from now because I'm not going to be home tomorrow. I'm going to be in church tomorrow night in Queens.
We're not talking about no
you're not doing that tonight, eh?
Not talking about no shout out now. We're talking about people who have manners and who know.
Me, hoping you do. I heard you.
We're coming in. You stay right there, so Sister Del. Don't move. Say good evening to Sister Ralph, would you?
Yeah. Good evening, Sister Ralph. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year when it comes.
Praise the same to you, my darling dear, and season greetings
to you and your family and your household. Blessing.
Amen.
So, Sister,
Amen.
Sister Del.
Yes,
Del. And I'm gonna answer this question too, and Evangelist Ralph will be answering this question too. I can go first if both of you want me to go first. What the dog name again? I forget him name.
Genesis.
My dog?
Yes, ma'am. Are your our food dog just bark?
My dog. That's my dog, Elder.
What name?
Genesis, number 1, Genesis.
Genesis.
Genesis. So, and your dog name Revelation? Sister Del?
No, my name is Puff.
What yours name?
Puff.
Oh, Puff. Okay. Ooh. All right, so here's a question now. Here's a question now. If you guys want me to answer first, I can. This is the question. When you open the door for someone and them just walk right through the door like you had to do it, like you is the doorman, say nothing, just walk past you as if you had to do it. How does that make you feel, and what is your reaction? Who want to go first?
Sister Del should go first.
Well, I would just look at. I wouldn't say nothing. I would just look, just open my eyes wide and look, and shake my head, nod my head, and say, "Okay, another time will be another time. Another time." I'm gonna say you have no manners whatsoever. If it happens again, I would say you have no manners whatsoever. It happened last week, and I did it again today, and you have no manners, no respect.
So wait a minute now. That person walked through the door and gone. You would run down the person. You would run down the person.
No.
Well, you would wait until you're talking about the workplace. Where are you talking about? Are you talking about the workplace?
No, I'm talking even in the lobby, in the lobby as anywhere. So you know where people come in and out. It happens again. The same person. I'm gonna say, listen to me. It happened to me. It happened to me last week when you was coming to the opening door for you. I didn't have a courtesy of saying thank you. And you know, from there I was reminding him what happened before.
All right, let's do this now. Let's do this now, Sister Del. Okay, you opened the door for me last week. Now today I'm coming through the door. We're gonna role play this now. Okay, we're gonna role play this now. So now you open the door again for me now this week, right? And I walk right through. What did you say to me now?
I said, hi. Last week, I opened the door for you. You didn't say thank you. And then you come again with the same thing. You have no respect. I meet him now with everything now. I hit him in his face now with everything.
But woman, after me never tell you if you open no door for me.
That is nice, sir. I know where you go.
What do you mean I know where you go? Me never ask you if you open no door for me.
You do it as a courtesy, but then have no manners and no respect and no behavior.
Okay, you know I'm playing the game.
I didn't do it for you, but come on.
Okay, you know I'm playing the game. You know I'm playing the game. You know I'm do the quarrel or something. Okay. All right, let's go to Sister. let's go to Evangelist Ralph. You want me to go first, Evangelist Ralph?
No, let me go one time
okay.
and done.
Go ahead.
Because let me tell you something. I can tolerate when kids do that, but I can't tolerate when the grown-up do that.
Okay, and good.
If I do it, when I do it, and I don't say nothing, I don't like contentions. I don't say nothing. I don't even try to get eye contact again with the person. I just let them go through. But that happened to me all the time.
I say to
open the door for someone and they just pass and left you there. Open the door and they even look back.
Okay. I'm seeing YouTube. YouTube is responding, but I do not know which part they did respond to. Okay. All right. Let me say this. I have learned a lot in 2019. 2019 was a training year for me. I upgrade in my relationship with people, and I think that in order to say that we are children of God, we have each other to practice on. We can't just those are just words anyway. I'm a child of God. I'm growing. I'm maturing. You have to we have to exercise that in order to be able. We can say anything we want to say, but in order to prove that we have done that, we have to exercise that. Even patience. Patience have to have its perfect work. And how do you know that you have patience? You have to be tested. So I opened the door. And because of the way I was brought up with my mother, grandmother, Boy Scout, military, come in the church now and me see something happening at church, believe you me, we not even in my life we never do it. Anyway, so and let me tell you all one thing why I jump off when it comes close to me talking about church. It's because not everybody that listens to me are Christians, so I do not believe that they should share into what goes on in my house.
Right. I agree.
Let me say that again. Let me say that again. Not everybody that listens to the radio, to Facebook or YouTube are Christians.
Exactly.
And if they wanted to share into what goes on in our house, they should be a part of the house and come to the house.
That's true.
So I'm not going to take what's going on in my house on the air. Whatever is happening in my house, I leave it in my house and we take care of it in our house.
True.
So there are certain subject matters that goes on in the house, and I believe that we are supposed to teach and to preach to the believers that they straighten up themselves, but there's a way to do it also.
That's true.
That's the way, and here we go. We should do it as professionals.
That's right.
All right. So what do you mean by doing it professional, Elder Fergus? It's very easy. We just pull out the 3 words. It says, when we're talking about each other, when we're talking about what goes on in our house, we don't bring it out and air our laundry on the air. We do it professionally. That means we are competent, we are reliable, and we are respectful to each other. So whatever is going on in our house, we keep it in our house. It does not have to come out here, because nobody, if you are not a part of my house, you don't need to know what's going on in my house.
Exactly.
Amen. So
exactly. And we can apply that principle also to relationships, to friendship, to our household, marital relationship. We not go on with a blast.
Yes.
Blast one another, blast each other.
Yes.
Whatever happens between us, it should remain between us.
Right. The family of Christ.
That's true.
And it's just like if we take our children out, and we can scold our children publicly, but it does not have to be where everyone knows what's going on at home.
Of course not.
Hello. So so when I open the door for someone, they walk right through. It made me feel a way because of the way I was brought up. I was brought up with please, thank you, excuse me. So when you do not say thank you, it kind of rubbed me. But in 2019, remember I came into 2019 dead. You must die. In order for me to grow spiritually, I had to die. So what happened when I do stuff like that? I open the door, you walk through. The Lord says to me, stop opening the door for people expecting a thank you.
Okay.
When you open the door for somebody, you are doing it voluntarily. You will sometimes not get anything in return.
Exactly.
So I want you to be content that if you do not get anything in return after opening up the door for that person, then everything is okay because you were not expecting anything. So when I open the door for somebody, whether them say thank you or not, it is well. Whether it is well recorded, let me go play It Is Well With My Soul.
It is with my soul.
So
Elder, I'm jumping off, Elder.
Yes. Wait a minute. Ashley just joined me, Sister Dell. And so before you jump off, I would like for Ashley to say good evening. Sister Ralph is on, Ashley and Sister Dell. She just joined me. I called her about 2 times. I don't know if she was napping. You just came in? Oh, okay. She was busy with Grandma, paying Grandma some. She and Grandma hang out a lot, you know. They were born on the same birth. They were born on the same day, September 29th.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Ashley waited 2 weeks to be born late. And when she born late, 2 weeks late, Marcia went in, and when I went in on the corridor there, where was it? Einstein? He was born in Einstein, yeah. I told the doctor, I said, she is coming today. Today is my mother's birthday, and Ashley is coming. Man, we run Marcia up and down the corridor, and we induced labor, man. And man, I think she was a little bit traumatized. Oh, and she grabbed the doctor hand. At one time, Marcia grabbed the doctor hand, and it was like, he flashed her hand off. And I said, and I look at him funny because I'm saying, that's my wife, you're flashing off her hand like that. But I learned afterwards, my mom and other people told me that grip could have broken his hand.
My God.
Oh my, yes.
Me say when a woman go through that, me say when a woman go through that and she grab you, you know. Boy,
a dead wall.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, man, is a dead grip. So so let me let Ashley say good evening, please, before you get off, Sister Dell.
Good evening, Sister Dell and Sister Ralph.
Good evening, Ashley. How you doing, sweetie? How you doing? I was on your holiday. How was your Christmas?
It was very good. I had a lot of fun with my family. It was good to see them.
Bless. That's enjoyable.
Wonderful.
Enjoyable. Glad to hear that.
Thank you. How was your Christmas?
Keep the faith and still keeping your faith.
I will. Thank you.
Okay, you're blessed.
Happy New Year.
Same
to you, baby. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She will be staying with me, Sister Ralph. Thank you so much, Sister Dell. I appreciate you.
Okay, thank you, Elder. I'll catch you before you get off tonight, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. And ladies and
You're welcome. Good night, Sister Ralph.
Good night, Sister Dell. You have a wonderful New Year when it comes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All the best for you too, ma'am.
All the best for you too. God bless.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
For those of you who are watching on YouTube and Facebook, Ashley just joined me. This is baby Ashley. She has vacation from school, and she decided that she would just join me this evening. I have a couple of other mics in here, but I love this personal touch right here where both of us just share the same mic and sitting close to each other. The first time she came inside here, she sit in my lap, and we did it like that. Tonight she's sitting very close beside me, and Ashley, these people on here always shout you out and send their love. Somebody said that's correct. Oh, Auntie Donna, you remember Sister Donna? See her there. Say good evening.
Good evening, Sister Donna, and everyone else watching and listening.
And do you remember any names right now that you can call? And we will continue to go and call certain more names, but the ones that you remember off the top of your head, would you go ahead and say good evening, please? Hold this.
Good evening, Mama Liz. Good evening, Missionary Ashley. Good evening, Mother Mona. And that's all I can think of right now.
Okay, so as you think about them, you could take the mic from me and say greetings to them. Sister Ralph is doing a summit, and she have some people to come across and to tell the youngsters of their experience as far as what they are going through in school. People like yourself that is going in higher education. Although she do believe that sometimes you go to college for 4 years and you come out and you are in a different profession, but she do promote going to school for higher learning, because you can always use that in life. Silver and gold will vanish away, but a good education shall never decay. That's what they
Well, I'm not sure if it's, and I'm going to talk to Ashley, if it's Shakespeare who said, a man owns only what he knows. I'm not sure, but there's a quote that says that. And the only thing you're going to own in life is your education. Nobody can take that from you. Nobody can split your brain and take it out and drag it out. You own only what you know. So it's good to learn. It's good to acquire knowledge. It's an excellent thing. Okay?
What is your take?
It's an excellent thing. And Ashley, we were talking about you tonight because I was sharing with your dad, Elder Fergie, that the youth empowerment over the years, we have invited young people who are career passion driven, and are young people who are highly motivated to excel in careers, opportunities, educational opportunities, who are just anxious and eager to rise and climb the ladder to success. So I reminded him tonight that when you started this your law school, how you went in with a passion that a few weeks later you could able to run for the election, and above all, the students, you won your seat as the president of the student body. And I was sharing, students like you that we seek for to motivate and to develop other children. Because I strongly believe if you want a child to excel, just motivate that child. You get that child to do anything. If you want to get a person, not only a child, but a person, to rise and step to the next level and to launch, get them motivated. And that's what we do for the youth empowerment. We motivate children and motivate young people, and later on they will come back and say that, they started out in undergrad and here they are in this profession. I had a student years ago, because I've been in the educational field for 20-some years now. I'm going on my 23rd year. And I had a student that I started out with the first student council president. He was the first student council president in my school. He came back and he spoke at one of our youth empowerment one year, and I didn't even know that. After he left my school, he went to Riverdale Country School, and from there he got a full scholarship to Columbia University, undergrad and grad school, where he studied economics. Came back and spoke to the children. He had a master's in economics, and right now he's in one of those top jobs for where they make that company that make Dove soap and Colgate and those things. And he talked to the children how the student council, being in the student council and being the student council president, how he was so motivated, and when he graduated from elementary school and went on to middle school, and just continue with that zeal to learn and to grow and to excel. So once you motivate children, once you get them motivated, that's what we want as educators too. Minister Morgan is an educator. She would know. Once you motivate children, you will get them to excel. And this is what our youth empowerment focuses on. We will say in the Caribbean, say get them revved up.
I agree. That's definitely the key. Definitely.
Well, there when Ashley finished that 4-year school down there at CNU, she came home and she said that she was going to take a break. I did not even know that 2 years ran off so fast. But one of the things that I love about her, because at one time I get just a little bit concerned, because whenever a person take a break and they start making money and start feeling the taste of money, sometimes they do not go back. Now there's two things running across my head, and I want to ask her one of them first. I do not want to double it up, because I went straight into the military. I told my mother it's 3 of us and I watched you taking care of the 3 of us, and I did not want you to send me, the eldest one, off to college. I want to go into the military, and I went straight into the Marine Corps. So that's another subject matter that I wish later on we will be able to touch on that, because not everyone desire to go the straight college route, but you can do schooling in the military also. Ashley was going to take that route at one time too.
But I'm not going to cut you, but remember that we talked about this before. Is not every child is going to be a college material. You understand? And that does not mean that they're not going to have a profession, because there are many trades out there that some children wouldn't even go to college, but they would go to a career school or trade school and end up with a big paid profession. So that's another subject by itself.
Right, and I would drag the word material out of that statement. Calling material, they all can adapt. However, some of them chose not to want to. You know what I mean? And they do turn out. They do turn out just right. Ashley, the question to you now is: you all along. You at 12 years old. I even opened up a business for you at 12 years old because you were so electrically, technically inclined. And when you were going, as a matter of fact, you asked me one time for a Phillips screwdriver. I think it was about 12. You asked me for a Phillips screwdriver, and I said, what for? And you said that you need to change the hard drive in this tower computer, and that computer still works today if I wanted to use it. Until today. And at 12 years old, you put a hard drive in a computer and left home. You are going to be a computer science, a cyber forensic scientist, and then you switch on me. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Oh, well, when I started school, I thought that I wanted to do computer science until I actually started to do it. And the beginning classes were pretty easy just because they were introductory. But as I progressed to the different levels and getting into coding and all the things that make the computer what it is, there's a lot that goes into it. And as I started to work on the material, I learned that it wasn't coming natural to me. And even though I knew that not everything would come natural, I could learn things as I go along. I would go to tutors, I would go to my professors, I would ask friends for help, people in the class that I didn't really know but were doing well, I would ask them for help, and it just wasn't clicking. Nothing was making sense. I was like miserable trying to figure everything out, doing my homework. It just wasn't something that I enjoyed doing or would even enjoy learning. So I decided before I waste too much time, too much money, I wanted to figure out what it is that I actually would enjoy or was interested in. So that's why I made the switch.
Okay, your what is it? What is it called? Your internship. Talk a little bit about your experience in your internship in the jail and in the courthouse.
Okay. So that was for my senior seminar. So this was after I already switched my major to sociology. It was required of every student to do an internship. I believe it's 150 hours we had to complete. And there was a list of opportunities that we could take up on, and I just decided to call this one agency up, and I met with the director, had an interview, and then he offered me the position. And it was in the pretrial services. So that's where people that are either pending their trial or maybe arrested for whatever they're accused of, they have the option to get out of jail, be free for the time being, but also be linked up with the pretrial services where they still have to check in, they have to get drug tested, they have to abide by everything that is required of them, they can't leave the area, and there's different requirements that go into it. So if someone's seen as a flight risk, if they're seen as someone that could get out of jail and then go flee the country, that would be something that's disqualifying them. Their criminal history is something that could also just disqualify them. So it's really a special program that allows people the option to be out, at least maybe go to their job every day, because of course if you're in jail you may lose your job, or tend to their family's needs or anything that they need to do outside of jail. It would be a nice opportunity for them. So we would go to the jails. There's an interview that we have pre-made where we ask specific questions. Based on their answers, we make a recommendation to the judge to say this person should be considered, this person should not be considered. So the power still rests in the judge, but they take a lot of consideration into what the department that I worked in would say.
So you worked in the actual jail?
Well, I worked across the street from the jail in the criminal justice agency. I would go in the jail, but I wasn't. That's not where I was mainly stationed. It was across the street.
How much interaction did you had with the jail itself?
I went there a couple times. I never went by myself. I always had to be supervised. But I went into an interview before, and it's still like you sit between the glass. So there's glass in between you and the person. But I've been in there a couple times where they're doing interviews, or I've been in there when we have to pick somebody up, because usually if we make the recommendation to say if they're good to go and the judge agrees with us, we then have to get them from the jail or bring them to our building to register them before they go home. So we don't just say, okay, you're free to go, and they leave. They have to come to our building. We register them. We tell them what's expected. You have to come here by next week, this day. Make sure you do this, this, and that. So I would go there for those two things. That's pretty much.
So when you go to the jail, would they be escorted to your office, or they walk on their own to come there? And do they have handcuffs and stuff when they come there?
So when we go pick them up, they're free. So they don't have any handcuffs. They're pretty much back on the streets as a citizen. And since it's such a short distance, we actually walk. We just, like a group of, it's just myself. It would be the supervisor or someone that is with me, and then the person. And we just take a little brisk walk across the street.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. And that's a juvenile jail?
No, it's a regular county jail, city jail.
Okay. Wow.
Well,
that was brave. That was brave, though, because I thought all along that would be a juvenile jail, since you also were such a young person.
No, so some of the cases that we dealt with were juveniles, like a very small amount, but the majority are adults. Like I was 2016, so I was about 21, almost 22 at this age, or at that time. So it was very like nerve-wracking sometimes, because of course it's something new and a new experience, but it still was exciting, and going in the courtroom was pretty fun too. Especially when people don't expect you to be, like, when you see people come in the courtroom, you're like, oh, okay, what are they here for? And then you see them walk past the benches, and they're going up to the front, and it's like, oh, wait, who is she? What is she doing here? So it was pretty cool.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You know, you pass the test when you decide to go to that level of challenge as a young person, to challenge that task with adults. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Yes, and not only youths like yourself.
Right. Yes, it was very exciting.
Yeah.
There was a kind of an essay that she had to write to the different colleges. There was a clause that Ashley had in there that I did not like, because I thought it was stereotyping. Do you remember that clause that you had in there, as far as paraphrase it for me? Because I didn't like it, and I thought that they would probably look at you and deny you because of making that statement.
So it was a personal statement that I had to write to the different schools I was applying to. It's kind of your way to tell them who you are. You can do it in whatever way you decide to do it, but just kind of show us who you are, give us your own unique flair to see who it is that we want in our school. So I kind of just wrote about my experience changing my major, and then also just having the motivation to keep after my goal after applying the first round and not getting accepted. But part of my statement was saying, why would I want to be a lawyer? What is what's the drive behind wanting to be a lawyer? And what I mentioned in the essay was basically what we see today, and it's kind of minorities are underrepresented. There's not many black or colored attorneys, lawyers, judges, and the people that are in the criminal justice system, they're not getting the representation that they deserve, or maybe they're not being tended to the way they should. So I mentioned something along the lines of wanting to help people that look like me, or helping people in my community get what they deserve, or what they should at least get a fair chance in doing. And when my dad heard it or read it, he was thinking, you sure you want to say that? You don't think that they would maybe shy away from accepting you? But the thing is, when you write those statements, you want to be as transparent. You want to say who you are, what you believe in, whether or not you think the person reading it is going to agree with it or want to hear it. You just have to show them who you are. And that's actually works better for you. Instead of trying to sound cookie cutter or being like everyone else, you just shine and say who you are and what you believe in. And if they take you, they take you. If they don't, then it wasn't the place that you were supposed to be, and that's it.
Well, I guarantee you would be the one that they would want above anybody else, because those are the characteristics of a lawyer. You're aggressive, you're assertive, right? You're transparent, right?
Right.
And you cut right through. And
commercial.
Those are the
commercial.
Those are the characteristics of a lawyer, and that is exactly what they're looking for.
Commercial deal. We coming back in a minute.
Okay.
Oh yeah, y'all. I got a story to tell. And I know you favor me because my enemies they did try, but they couldn't triumph over me. Yes, they did try, but it didn't work. I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm still blessed. On my way to my destiny.
Good evening, Sister Avis, Sister Marcia, Sister Gail, Sister Shelley Ann, Brother Duffett Taylor, Queenie Heat. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Don Bernard, Sister Beverly Palmer. Good evening, everyone. Are we back yet?
I had a whole lot of people in my life.
Are we back?
Who abused my love.
I'm watching Facebook.
Are we back?
And took the strength of it and tried to misuse it. But I can't help but to give God glory today. When I think about all I've been through, and I still came out on the winning side. I don't know about you, but I know that He favored me because my enemies, they did try. Sing it, y'all. But they couldn't try.
We should be back now, sis.
Because great is He that is in me than he that's in the world. That's what they did. That's what they did. They told a whole lot of lies. But God favored me. My character, my integrity, but it would not fall, would not bend, won't compromise. God favored me. I spoke life and prosperity. I even spoke health. He favored me. They whispered about me. They conspired against me. They told a whole lot of lies on me. But God favored me. My character, my integrity, my faith in God. He favored me.
We're back.
Will not fall. Not gonna bend.
Yes.
Compromise. I speak prosperity.
Yes. We are back. I'm hearing it. Welcome back, 105.3. If you care to call in at any time, you may do so on 718-559-5168. Evangelist Ralph is on 5169, so you may call on 5168 at any time. 718-559-5168. I've never run 3 hours before on just talking, Evangelist Ralph. But you know, I've come to find out, and Apostle Bennett says it a lot, and others have said it too, but he keeps saying it, that radio is for information, entertainment and growing and learning, and especially on Christian radio, growing and learning in the Lord. So tonight, I think tonight is going to be mostly information. And I'm praying that somebody have children who are in school and so forth. And I pray that what we have been doing for the past 2 hours, someone is getting something from it. You know, Ashley did 4 years of college, and then she came home and said that she feel like she would like to take a break before going back to law school. And 2 years went by so fast, I didn't even realize it was 2 years Ashley was home. And now I'm seeing, you know, she graduated from college on time after 4 years. I believe she graduated at the age of maybe what, 21, 22, 22. And she came home, and one of the things that a lot of parents would have concern of is this child is going to start making money and may not go back to school to finish what she or he would aspire to want to be. And you know, I wasn't so much concerned about that because of the person who Ashley is. She went to school, she went and she found her own church during that 4 years down there at CNU. When she checked into law school the other day, she found her own church. She has always been a tither. Ashley, if you give Ashley anything, she tithe out of it. You don't. She's just disciplined in the things of God from watching us do what we do. So I would like for her to share just a little bit about the 2 years that she stayed home. You know, she worked in restaurants. She had 2 jobs at one time at the college. Yes, she said, you want me to tell it, Daddy?
So I graduated in May of 2017, and when I decided that I wanted to go to law school, it was kind of soon. Like it would have been a quick turnaround to study for the exam, take the exam, get the results back, and then apply to schools. So I already knew that I'd had to at least take off a semester. So I waited to take the exam. I took it in 2018, the November of 2018. And when I received the grade, it wasn't the score that I was really looking for or thought that would be the best score to get into a school. But I decided to apply anyway. And I applied to maybe 5 or 6 schools. None of them accepted me. So that was basically my way of, okay, this is not going to happen right now. So I studied again. I took the exam again. This time I got 1 point lower than I got the first time. And I was saying, okay, well, what does this mean? Like, how am I supposed to use this score, thinking that it would have been better to get into school? So what I did, I just told myself I'll edit my personal statement, make it a little better, make it cleaner, and just still submit my applications and see what happens. And I submitted my applications, and I did 3 schools in Virginia and 3 schools in Georgia. And the school that I go to now accepted me, and that's where I decided to go. And during the time that I was out of school, I, like my dad mentioned, I worked at a restaurant. That was my first job out of school. I think I graduated on the Saturday, and I got that job like 2 days later when I got home. I applied over the online, and the manager told me I could come in that Monday when I got back from school to have an interview. And I was a server before while I was at school, so I had the skills, and I was hired there. Over time, I said, okay, well, I want to make a little bit more money, start saving up, and I applied for a job at a community college nearby, and I got that job as well. So for maybe 2018, the whole year, I was working both jobs. I would go to, both of them are part-time. I would go to the community college from about 8:30 to either 4 or 5, and they were pretty flexible working around my serving job schedule. So I would have a set schedule at the restaurant, and I'd say, okay, well, this day I have to be there at this time, and this day I have to be there at this time. And they were able to work with me and allow me to flex my schedule around it. So I would be, some days I would have only one job to go to. Some days I would go to both. I would go to the school from 8:30 to maybe 3:30, drive straight to the restaurant, change at the restaurant, and then sometimes close the restaurant at like 10:30 p.m. So some days were pretty stressful, just going through the whole day nonstop, and I made it work though, so it's okay. And it was kind of fun, like always being on the go. So.
Oh gosh. So Ashley sounds to me like a purpose-driven child, and I want to go back to the essay that she wrote, knowing what she was all about and having the confidence of what she wrote and what she was saying and what her purpose is and where she was going. So you see the pattern and the channel that is following her right through law school. Listen to her and what she's saying and the challenges that she's been facing and how she's mastering them and how she's just riding the waves and going on. And in the essay that she wrote that she just spoke about, she mentioned the comments that you, Elder Ferguson, her dad, was not comfortable about her making in the essay. And like we said before, just what she said, those are the characteristics of a lawyer. So that tells you that, hey, this kid knows exactly what she wants. She knows exactly where she's going. She's aggressive. She's assertive. She's competent, and she's confident. And those are the characteristics that we want our young people to develop in them. Yes, these are the characteristics we want them to adopt and to develop.
Another one of the things too, the relationship between Ashley and I, her grandmother and her mother, and our children on a whole. We do not got each other. We communicate. We conversate. Or converse. We converse, and sometimes we can be over concerned and over caring, because when I listened and when I read the essay, I said that I wonder if they are gonna look at it as though you are being chauvinistic or you're gonna be biased and so forth. But it was her expressing herself, who she really is. I wasn't seeing it like that. I was trying to protect her from someone seeing her as opposite of what she really is, but she was really just sharing, hey, this is what I'm looking forward to. This is what motivates me to go into that field. There are two other things I would like to just touch on, and then I'm going to have Ashley to say good night. When there was a situation that came up that you touched on earlier as far as being a leader, how old is the oldest student in your school, or in the class that you run for that position? 49 years old and 50 years old, and she run to be the leader of those people. So she was very creative with it. Give cookies, and she run a campaign, and give the people them cookies and buy them vote. So hold on for a minute. So what happened in that? What was that process like?
So the position, one of the positions I hold is, so as you go through law school, the 3 years, you're a 1L, 2L, or 3L. It was a 1L representative of the Student Bar Association. So it's very similar to like student council, student government, but since we're in law school, they call it the Student Bar Association. So it was 3 positions available, and I believe maybe 10 to 12 people ran for the position. It's just basically someone or a group of people that are able to collectively take what the 140 something of the first year students anything they have to say or get across to the rest of the student bar association, any concerns or situations that they want to bring awareness to. Instead of having so many people trying to get that message across, they could channel it through us and we can get that to who it needs to get to. And just in general too, just to be the people that also in reverse filter the information back down that may need to be dispersed or got across. So I did a campaign, I made a poster, I printed it out on some nice paper at Staples, I put it up around the school, and like my dad was mentioning, I had a campaign or I gave out little cookies one day, and I put a little note with it that says, "Be a smart cookie, vote for Ashley." And I gave out donut holes another day that said, "Donut delay, vote Ashley today." So just very cute, corny things that I do, and it obviously stuck with people, and they voted for me. So, and also, I didn't notice this until the first day we had a whole executive board meeting where everyone from the president, secretary, all the way down to the first year representatives. I am the only black female, only black student, the only black person in the entire organization. And I didn't notice it until the first day we had the meeting, and I was just looking around. I was like, wait, I'm the only one in here. So that's also pretty cool that, I mean, especially as a first year student, I'd like to, of course, stay in the organization and work my way up. But that was also kind of eye-opening as well to see, like, at least I can be that representation. So that's good.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, in capping Ashley interview here, I'm so glad you were able to come on with me tonight, Ashley, and to say hi to the people that call your name out on a daily basis. Whenever they call the radio station, they say to Elder Ferguson, Mama Elsa, Sister Marcia, Sister Ashley, Neville Jr., and the rest of the family. So when your name go in the atmosphere, it's working for you. So now you have been there. You tell them since when you've been there, and of course the tests that you just took just now. Tell them how you feel about the first test that you have taken and so forth. You did take a first test and you did get a score, and then you did take some examination before you come home. Tell them about that, and tell them as far as your gratitude towards them after this telephone call, please. So I'm gonna have you to answer. Good evening, caller. Welcome, you're on the air.
Good evening, caller. Welcome, you're on the air.
Yes, my dear. This is Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Grandma is calling in to greet the people of Radio World, Favvor Zone watchers and listeners. And I must say good evening to you, Ashley, even though we just part.
Hi, Grandma.
I was here listening you and your father interview.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
Now, Daddy can hear me, right?
He can hear you, yes, Grandma.
Okay, so
before
Daddy,
you go, Mom, before you go, please say hi to Sister Ralph, please. She's still on.
Okay, Sister Ralph, how are you?
Season greetings, Grandma.
I've been listening to you and Neville on and off tonight.
Yes, I'm just keeping some company with him and listening to Ashley.
Well, it's good company. I always like my children to be in good company.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Nothing I love more. Nothing I love more. My grandson was telling me about a friend of him, although we've been saying it, but this friend touched him more than all we've been saying it. Tell him about tithes and offering. So, Junior is known to go to church and give his tithe. But now, to weeks ago, he told me, Grandma, you know, it's a good thing to give your tithes and offering. So I raised my head up and I look at him. I say, yes, son. What happened? So he's telling me what happened to him and this friend. And he has some money to do something. He said, Grandma, did you know I take it all out and give it in for my tithes?
Wow.
And look what happened to me. He gets so many orders for his juice that he could hardly make all the orders he get. He said, although I had to work that hard, but I have never get that big a order before. I said, good. That's what keep Grandma going. Tithes and offering and praying to the Lord. He said, yes, I know that. I know that. So I always love to see them in good company.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. And we love to be in good company as well.
Oh, thank you.
Elder Fergie, good company.
Yes. Well, I called tonight as we are approaching the end of this year. Since 2012, I have gone through so much pains and tribulation. I did not know at one time that I would be sitting in this wheelchair in Virginia tonight. But through the good grace and mercy from the dear God above, here I am. And like I say, if the Lord can spare my life, that my life can encourage someone else, I'll ride this wheelchair without any fear. Because God has been good to me. And I know whoever goes to him and asks him earnestly for grace and favor, they will get it. So I'm not going to bore you all out tonight, because I know you never still have a lot to do. But I have to sing my little song, which is my thank you to the Lord. When I come on and I sing, don't worry about me. If I make an error, don't worry about it. Just enjoy the part that is good to you, because I am singing as thank you, Lord. There's no race, no competition. It's just a thank you, Lord. And if you want to sing it with me, do so. It's just a pity the phones can't open for us to all do it together. But when I sing, people, please sing with me, because there is a joy where this singing is coming from. Now I'll sing. Your grace and mercy brought me through. Deacon Ferguson, look for that song. I'm living this moment because of you. So I want to thank you and praise you too for your grace and mercies brought you, Lord. I thank you, Lord, for your grace and mercies brought me through. I'm living this moment because of you. I want to thank you. I want to praise you too for your good grace and mercies brought answer true. Thank you, Favvor Zone listeners, supporters. Thank you for World Radio World. I thank you all, and I'm here to wish you a very prosperous 2020. Thank you, and I'll see you again next year.
Thank you,
Sister Ralph, good night.
Good night. Thank you so much.
Good night, Neville. Good night, Ashley.
Good night, Grandma.
Love you all.
Love you too.
Love you too. Many returns. Happy New Year.
Okay. Thanks, Mama. I appreciate that. Now, where were we? Actually, I think I was asking you about the last test that you took. And do me a favor on your way out, Ashley, after you talk about where you started, when did you start the first test and the other tests that you took just now. Do me a favor, and for all the youngsters that are listening, all them 80-year-old young people and the teenagers that are listening now, you give them a word of encouragement on your way out. So go ahead and do that for me, please. I think Sister Ralph is going to also leave us at 11:30. Go ahead, please.
So I took 4 exams for the 4 main classes that I had. The hours of the exam are based on the credit hours of the class. So I had 1 4-hour exam and 3 3-hour exams. And the way law school exams work is you learn everything you need to learn during the school year. You have about a week, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, to recap, try to grasp everything that you can. Some classes allow you to bring in an outline, which is from the beginning of the semester to the end, everything that you may have gone over. Some professors say nothing at all. Some professors say you have 1 piece of paper, front side only, or front and back. So it really depends on your learning strategy and what the professor expects of you or requires that you bring in to help you. But really, when you get in there, everything in your brain, everything that's on those papers, if you can bring papers in, should be in your brain. Because as soon as you sit down and they say go, you read the question, you highlight what you can, you write down some ideas, but you just got to start typing. Type until they say stop. And it's 3 hours or 4 hours, depending on the class. And for that time, you just sit there and you just dump everything out of your brain onto the computer if you can. And it's for some classes, like one of my classes, the professor told us to our faces, like, I write the exam in a way that you will not likely finish it in the time that's given to you. And it's not saying that it's impossible, but even if you do think you finished it, you may not have went in as deep as someone else that may have only answered 2 or 3 of the questions and did it fully through. So it's not multiple choice. It's an essay question, depending on the class. It's the content of the class. Like, for example, my criminal law class, we learned about all the different theft crimes. We learned about all the homicide crimes. And what they do is they kind of write a story about Sally went to the store, saw this person, she accidentally killed her. And then you have to talk about, okay, based on what the facts say in the exam, this sounds like it would be involuntary manslaughter rather than first-degree murder, because first-degree murder, you have to premeditate it, and you just have to use everything that you learned to show the professor that you understand everything. You have to walk them through it as if they have no idea of the subject matter. You have to start from the beginning and walk them all the way through to the end to show them that you actually know what you're talking about. So I still don't have grades yet. They're still processing them because, again, it is essays, and there's anywhere between 25 and 70 something people in a class, and the professors have to sit there and read through every single word that you typed up in order to give you points. So I'm still waiting for that, but I feel confident about them.
Amen. And Evangelist Ralph and listeners on 105.3, 97.3, YouTube and Facebook. I'm so glad that Ashley showed up this evening and decided that she would join me. And the reason why I explore and have her to be as candid as possible and to be transparent is because of how grateful I am. There are a lot of times we come and we ask for prayers, whether it be here on the radio, whether it be at church, whether it be at the workplace. We come and we ask for prayers, and we go off and we do all that we want to do and become successful and never turn around and come back and say thank you. When Ashley finished that 4-year college down there at CNU, I brought her up to Bronx, New York before she graduated. The Lord told me to drive her up and to have her come into Bronx Miracle Gospel Tabernacle in front of Rabbi, that same man that held her in his hand, that maybe 3 months old you got christened, I don't remember. Anyway, he held her in his hands as a little baby girl and pronounced the blessing over her. And before she graduated from CNU college, after 4 years, I brought her to the Bronx and had her kneel down in front of Rabbi and Minister Yvonne, and they laid hands on her. Before she went off to this law school the other day, I asked you all for prayers for my baby girl, and you all prayed, and she is going straight through and being successful. And I want to stop by tonight just to show my gratitude and to have her open up. We may never get this opportunity for the next 3 years or whatever have you until she graduates. But I want to thank God tonight that we seize the opportunity to come out and to say thank you for your prayers. It has worked. It is working. And because many youngsters have already been through college and all this. This is nothing new. But I want to tell you one thing. There is one person that turned back and say thank you out of those 9. That number 9 will turn back and say thank you, and that's another practice that I'm doing, and I hope that somebody will learn from even this evening's event how to even be just be grateful. Just show your gratitude. It may not be as long as we did it tonight. You may only be able to make a telephone call and says, Radioland, I want to thank you for praying for my daughter. I want to thank you for praying for my son. I want to thank you for praying for my mother, my father. It is a good thing to show your gratitude to the people who support you and is there for you. So whenever you call and you actually say our name and so forth and put it in the atmosphere, it is working for us. And I want to thank all of you so much. But if you never hear her sit with me again until she graduates, you will hear from her again at graduation. She is the baby that she is the lawyer that grew up on radio. She's the radio lawyer baby. Ladies and gentlemen, she will give a word of encouragement as she make her exit.
So my few words of encouragement are to always believe in yourself, and even if the circumstances or the situation may seem daunting or maybe not as promising as you hoped or wished, just always know that God will work everything out the way He sees fit. You can't always want things to go your way, your timing, your plan. it's all in God's plan. So just always remember that just because it's a no right now, that doesn't mean it's a no forever. And just always keep God first, of course, because that's really the only way you'll get through the good times, the bad times, anything like that. So just keep God first, believe in yourself, and just put your all into it. Like now, I'm in school for the next 3 years. There's no reason to go there and slack off, or not put everything that I can put into it, because that would be a waste of time. And we didn't do that. We didn't come here to do that. So those 3 things: keep God first, believe in yourself, and put your all into it. And good night. Happy New Year. Good night, Sister Ralph.
Good night, Ashley.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Give me a kiss. Mwah. All right, Sister Ralph, give me a kiss. Mwah, mwah. Later.
God bless you.
Tell them something on your way out, Evangelist Ralph. Thank you so much. Thanks, Ashley.
All that we have said here tonight, the key is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And this is a word that I want to leave with the youth this evening, that always believe that God is with you, and with God you can do anything. And that's why we will cease not to pray for our young people and for our youths. We're very proud of Ashley, very proud of our children, and we want to continually pray for them, encourage them, empower them, so that they can move to the next level. So that's our objective, our main goal for January 18th for the youth empowerment. Actually, that's the theme. Philippians 4:13. Yes, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Elder, it was very nice, pleasant talking to you tonight, and I pray that Radio Land have, gathered information and enough that can help us as parents and to support our children and help them to launch to the next level. God bless you, and happy New Year. When it comes, I want to encourage everyone, find yourself in a church tomorrow night and give God praise and thanks for His grace and His mercies upon our lives.
Thank you so much, Evangelist Ralph. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am.
Your grace and mercy brought me through.
I think we covered a lot tonight.
I'm living this moment.
It was a package. Something.
Because of you.
I pray you can take away, if it's even one little thing out of this, and add it to somebody's life.
To thank you.
Thank you, Sister Donnet, Sister Adeline, Sister Beverly, Cousin Michael Coleman. How you doing, man? Bless you. Sister Althea. On Francis. Sister Elvis. Sister Ireton. Sister Marcia White. Thank you all so much. It was a beautiful evening with you all. Hi, caller. Good evening. Welcome to the Favvor Zone. You are on the air.
Elder, good night again. It was excellent. It was excellent to hear Ashley and with the interview with Evangelist Ralph. It was terrific. I'm proud of her. And may God continue to bless and keep her. And as a parent like you and a grandmother, I heard Mama sing a while ago. That was good too. And I pray God that God will keep and sustain your family and yourself. And I wish you a happy, happy New Year, Elder, and have a good night now.
Thank you, Sister Dell. I appreciate your encouragement. Thank you.
I never did come up with it. I'm listening to it till finish.
Amen. Thank you so much, Sister Dell. I appreciate you.
You're welcome, Elder. Blessing.
Yes, ma'am.
To all the listeners, have a happy New Year, people.
Yes.
all your heart.
Thank you, Sister Marcia. Thank you, Sister Bev. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. Wow.
Just remember, in the hard times, don't give up. Don't say you're done, because God is the answer, and God answers prayers. He sees every weakness, every trial, every mountain and sea, and He sees every teardrop, and He wipes them for me. I get down on my knees and I say, Savior, help me please, because one thing is for certain, is my God answers prayers. Oh, He sees every weakness, every trial, every mountain and sea, and He sees every teardrop, and He wipes them for me. Just get down on your knees and say, Savior, help me please. One thing is for certain, His God answers prayer. Christ can break every fetter. Christ can break every fetter. Christ can break every fetter. He will set you free. On the other side of Jordan, on the other side of Jordan, on the other.
Tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., you'll be able to join the Supreme Gospel Hour with Evangelist Annette Powell, Apostle Folks and Company. That's tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning. I do believe that she comes on very early. So go ahead and just keep it locked until early in the morning. You'll be joining her at 6 a.m. I do not know the schedule.
There is rest for the weary. There is rest for you. Christ can break every fetter. Christ can break every fetter. Christ can break every fetter. He will set you free. He will set you free. can break every fetter. Christ can break every fetter. Christ can break every fetter. He will set you free. On the other side of Jordan, on the other side of Jordan, on the other side of Jordan. Thank you, Jesus. There is rest for you. There is rest for the weary. There is rest for the weary. Hallelujah. Oh, there is rest for the weary. There is rest for you. Christ can break every fetter. Christ can break every fetter. Christ can break every fetter. He will set you free. He will set you free.
Father, we thank you that you have kept every promise that you have made to us. Wherever we go around the world, we let them know that you have never failed us yet. Thank you for another beautiful night
Don't throw in your towel because the
in
way
your
of
presence.
the cross is on. Thank you, Jesus.
As we leave from each other's present now, God, we promise that we'll stay in your presence, blessing you at all times. Your prayer shall continually be in our mouth. Thank you. Thank you for your keeping power. Thank you for all that you have done over this past weekend in the life of the Morgans and the Clark. Thank you that they have done well by laying Mother Olive down finally on today at 11 a.m. We thank you for being so faithful to them, God. You are a provider, a healer, a mind regulator. We thank you for how you have kept them. Thank you for everyone that's laboring in your kingdom to make it a better place. You said, if we, your people who are called by your name, shall humble ourselves and seek your face and pray and turn from our wicked ways, then you'll hear from heaven. The first thing you'll do is forgive our sins and then heal our land. Thank you.
The way of the cross leads home when trouble of this world weigh your soul down. The way of the cross leads home. The way of the cross leads home.
Hallelujah tonight. Hallelujah. Yes, hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Sister Bev, for such
God.
beautiful songs. Thank you. Well, as we look towards the New Year's, I'll see you. I'll see you again on Wednesday morning. I'll see you New Year's morning. I'll bring in the New Year's with you on Wednesday morning. Have a good night, everyone. Join Lady Supreme at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Apostle Folks and Company. Tomorrow meaning Tuesday. In between, I do not know who, but I know Apostle Bennett comes up at 10. No, Apostle Bennett comes up at midday to 3 o'clock. The best I can tell you right now is keep your radio lock it with a padlock, throw away the key, and keep it locked.
From the burning fire.
Wow.
I will sing on to thee.
Father, we thank you.
Oh, we sing softly.
We thank you for your goodness towards us.
And I give thanks unto his remembrance.
Thank you so much, Mama, for being such a blessing to the program tonight. Thank you so much. Ashley, I want to thank you for coming out and be such a blessing. Thank you.
Lord, you save my soul. Hallelujah. You save me from the pit of hell. Then you turn my morning into joy. To thee, hallelujah. Oh, we sing softly. Oh, thank you, Lord. And give thanks unto his remembrance. For his mercies.
My big sister Adeline, good night. Good night. Good night, everyone.
Lord, you save my soul.
Wow. Wow, I think we're ready. I think we're ready for 2020. I believe we are ready. We are ready.
Then you turn my morning into joy. Yes, you turn my morning into joy. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Glory to God. I'll exalt thee, O Lord, for thou hast lifted me up, that my enemies cannot rejoice over me.
Good night, radio. 105.3, Dr. Neville, Dr. Lily Morgan, 97.3, Dr. Michael Paul Bennett, Lady Renee Bennett. Good night, Unity with Love, Apostolic Tabernacle. Good night, everyone.
Then you save my soul from the burning fire. I will sing on to thee. Oh, we sing softly. Oh, thank you, Lord. And I give thanks unto his remembrance. For his mercies on me.
evening, Sister Vivian Jones, Mother Jones. Good evening. Good to see you. I saw you last night. No, Saturday night. Yeah. Saturday night. Looked like your husband was in the house too.
And give thanks unto his remembrance.
Mother Vivian.
For his mercies on me.
If it's the same person, it look like him laugh serious. Him have one serious laugh.
From the pit of hell, then you turn my morning into joy. Yes, you turn my morning into joy.
Good night, everyone. Night, night.